I think one of the biggest myths about senior pictures is that you need to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. Some of my favorite outfits I photographed have been the ones seniors already had hanging in their closet because the best outfit isn't the trendiest one, it's the one that makes you feel like yourself. Today, we're talking about what to wear for your senior pictures, and I promise this isn't going to be a fashion lecture.
Shut up and shine.
Welcome back to The One Behind the Lens. I'm Kate DeCoste, and this is the second episode in my senior session playbook series, where I'm talking to you behind the scenes of how I help seniors create sessions that actually feel like them. Last episode, we talked about choosing the perfect location. Today, we're tackling another question I hear about every single week. What should I wear? If you've been staring into your closet wondering how you're ever going to pick outfits, this episode is for you. Also, for photographers listening, this episode is going to help you help your client figure out what to wear for their session. So let's dive in. The biggest thing is your clothes should tell your story or your client's story. I always tell my seniors this: your senior pictures are about you. I start saying that the day that you book, probably but prior to, in emails prior. I'm saying this during your consultation. I am actually saying this during your session itself. So remember that your pictures are about you. They're not about the clothes. The clothes should support your story and not become the story. When you look back at these photos 10 years from now, I want you to recognize yourself. That's why I encourage seniors to choose outfits they genuinely love instead of trying to dress like someone they saw on Pinterest. Now, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit on that one. I do sometimes will tell, or most of the time will tell senior parents during the consultation, if you want to, like, for one outfit, want to go a little out of the box, a little bit different, maybe because a lot of seniors that I talk to, their wardrobe consists of, like joggers and a t-shirt, or, a tank top, or, something comfortable, which, I love that. And I know that that's not, you're never gonna probably wear that for your senior session, that you're gonna wear something else. You're gonna be wearing dresses or jeans or a suit. But, even with guys, with the suit, leveling it up a little bit. Like, again, that's not something that you're wearing all the time. You're not wearing that to school, but it just levels it up just a tad. Where girls, you could throw in your prom dress, because, hey, you bought it, you wore it once, you maybe got a few photos in it, you might as well have, some more if you love that dress. Or you could go totally different and get a dress or an outfit that you just have seen, and you just wanna do one that, again, is a little bit more, maybe a little bit leveled up, but you don't have to. But I always tell people, this is a time to have fun and play, so if you did that for one outfit, not all of them, you could totally do that. Confidence always wins. Here's something I've learned after photographing hundreds of seniors: confidence photographs better than expensive clothes. If you're constantly pulling at your shirt, adjusting your dress, worrying about whether your jeans fit, that will show in your photos. On the other hand, when you put on an outfit that makes you feel amazing, you stand differently, you smile differently, you relax, and that's where the magic is going to happen. I also want you to think about comfortable, because when you're talking to your senior during your consultation, or you're the senior, you want to let them know, like, hey, you're going to be posing, you might be sitting, You might be crouching, you might be moving. You want outfits that you can move in, you can sit in, you can pose in. So I always let them know about that too, because I'll have some where they're talking about dresses the whole time, which is totally fine. But I'll ask about the length, and then I'll say why I'm asking about the length, because I'm not saying that they can't wear a shorter dress, but I also want them to know if you wear all short dresses, that's gonna probably limit how I pose you. So I always just kinda, if you wanna wear one short dress and then have jeans or shorts or a longer dress to give you variety, but in outfits, but it also give you a variety in posing. So kind of think about that. One of my favorite ways to plan outfits is to think of different parts of your personality. Maybe you bring your favorite everyday outfit, something a little dressier, like say that prom dress, an outfit that highlights your sport or your activity, and then something that's just fun. And I kind of highlighted that before. Maybe, the something dressier, maybe that's just, a dress that you love. Maybe it's a maxi dress, something like that. But then something fun is just something fun, maybe a little bit out of the box for you. Or it's literally your everyday outfit of joggers and a t-shirt, or maybe you have a band that you love and you have this shirt. I had a senior once that wore it was a band shirt, but it was a shirt that her dad had from like the 80s, I think. And so she wore that. She had to like tie it cuz it was a little bit bigger on her, but she was able to tie it in a way that looked super cute, and it worked for her. And then she paired that with some jeans and a belt and some boots, and, just kinda made it a little bit of a edgier look for her, and it was kinda a little fun little nod to her dad as well. So, just kinda think of those different looks that help tell, more of a complete story of who you are, who your senior is, and you can ask those questions during the consultation as well. Or if you're the senior and parent, you can kind of like jot this down, and then when you're talking to your photographer, you know, bring those things up. Time out, friends. Let's talk about what's in my cup every single morning. Coffee Roaster of Lincoln, Nebraska. Freshly roasted, full of flavor, and honestly, it's the real MVP of my morning routine. They ship anywhere in the US, no matter where you live. Nebraska's best can be in your mug too. Use code TOBTL for 5% off your online order. That's TOBTL. Or just hit that link in the show notes and thank me later. Support small, sip strong, stay caffeinated. So I hinted a little bit about this on the last episode. So if you didn't listen to the last episode about locations, go listen to it. But you want to dress for the location. This is where planning really comes together. This is where when I'm talking in the consultation, I'm really kind of getting a little bit more of a nitty-gritty. At first, we're kind of just flowing and getting ideas, but this is when the planning really goes. So a flowy dress at a flower farm creates a completely different feel than jeans and boots on the farm. A modern outfit feels right for, like, say, a downtown location, a soccer uniform. It can be in the soccer field, because that's kinda, what you would be wearing on the field. A lot of times I'll have seniors that'll just wanna wear, say, a jersey and jeans, which is totally fine, but I always am like, "That's not what you're wearing on during your, when you're, in the game or in practice." So sometimes I will kind of push a little bit to really get them to wear their entire outfit. Sometimes, I just had a senior boy who played football. We were on the field. He was just wearing the jersey, jeans, and shoes, regular shoes. And it worked very well for what we did. But I will kind of push a little bit for, hey, let's just get that whole outfit on. Think about, a cozy sweater might be perfect for a fall location. And think about fall location as you're going to see that it's fall. So if you're at a park and that the colors are changing, your outfits and your location should work together to tell one story. So I always tell this to people too. If your session is in the summer, but you want to throw in a little fall or a little nod, if you're doing something downtown, we don't know the season, right? We can't see any fall colors, summer colors, the grass, anything like that. So even though it is summer, you could throw on a jacket, a sweater for a few shots. Now I know if it's really hot, you might be like, "Oh, I'm not doing that." But if you just did it for a couple shots and then you just have a very quick change and a very quick look. So like literally if it's a jacket that you can just throw on the outfit that you're already wearing, do a few shots, take it off, done. It just again gives you a little bit of variety, but you wouldn't want to do that say at the park again because we're going to know it's not fall or winter or anything like that. Don't forget the little things. Some of the smallest details make the biggest difference. You want to bring, comfortable walking shoes if we're exploring downtown. Try on every outfit before your session. Even have your mom or dad take photos of you. Even when you look in the mirror, it's different than how it's photographed. And it's different even if you take a selfie. Have someone else take a picture of you in the outfit so then you can literally see how it is going to look photographed. Make sure everything fits the way you want it to. That's a big thing. That's why you want to try it all on prior. Steam or iron your clothes ahead of time. And one of my biggest recommendations is about a week, I'd say, before your session, send me photos of your outfit options. I love helping seniors narrow things down, mix and match pieces, and make everything flow together. That is part of the experience. You don't need a whole new wardrobe. I think sometimes people will think that. I know social media makes it feel like you need to spend hundreds of dollars before your senior pictures. You don't. Sometimes adding one new piece is fun, but some of my, best galleries have been delivered where the clothes my seniors they already own them and they love them. They know that they fit and they feel comfortable in them. And, the goal isn't to impress people on, Instagram. The goal is to capture who you are right now. So I always say make sure you're shopping your closet first. Start pulling items out. And when you look at something or maybe you try something on, you're like, oh, this. I want some red shoes to go with this outfit, or I need a belt. That's when you can go and get something new. If you're thinking maybe wanting to get something like totally out of the box, that might be where you spend a little bit of money. You can also rent things. So there are options. I have a confession. Every year, at least one senior apologizes for bringing boring clothes, which every year those outfits end up creating some of my favorite images because they were them. The camera doesn't care where you got your outfit. It notices whether you feel comfortable wearing it. I'm always hyping my seniors up. That is part of my job. When they come and wear a new outfit, I'm always like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute." Even if I've seen it on them in photos that they sent me, I absolutely genuinely want them to feel comfortable when they come out in a new outfit. I'm also then gonna talk to them about like, okay, did we change jewelry or did you change shoes? Like we're wearing everything that you want to be wearing. So not just being like, oh, I'm hyping up, but also just kind of giving a quick, look over and make sure everything is how they want it to be because sometimes, they come out and then they're going to forget they didn't change their shoes because if they're wearing multiple shoes, you're on a different or multiple outfits, and then you're on location, and they're either changing in the car, or they might be changing in a changing tent or a bathroom that's right there. You want to make sure that they're wearing everything that they want to be wearing, and that's making them feel confident too, because they know that you as the photographer are really paying attention. If today's episode gave you a little more confidence about planning your wardrobe, or if you're a photographer and this helped you kind of figure out how you are going to word your questionnaire, or even your consultation, I recently published a guide called What to Wear for Senior Pictures, a Nebraska Senior Style Guide. And I'll link that in the show notes. Even if you're not from Nebraska, this is gonna help you with your session, so I would say just take a look at it. Next time in the senior session playbook series, we're going to talk about something that almost every senior worries about. How do you feel comfortable in front of the camera if you've never had professional pictures taken? So that'll be next in the series. It won't be the next episode, because I have some guests that I want you guys to hear, but that'll be the next one to look for in the series. Until next time, remember, the best outfit isn't the most expensive one. It's the one that lets the real you shine through. I'll see you next time right here on The One Behind the Lens.
Shut her up and